grade. You know what is the reason? Because we don't follow any rule here. Right. But if you go to other countries, you follow all the rules. If you are in America, if you are in any country, any damn country, right. Even in Bangladesh, you will follow the rules. Is it not so? Once I was crossing a road with a Japanese person, uh, opposite to another institute, that road, you know how much crowded it is. And we wanted to go to Vaishali or Rupali. It is just in front of that. Then I held him by hand and I told him that here there is one rule you should follow. He said, what rule? You should not follow any rule. I told him very nicely. So when we are in other countries, we follow the rules. So no problem for us. Because people in other countries say, people in India are very obedient. They follow the rules. They abide by the rules and so on. Then thing is that if you spend 1 year in Japan, you will be a perfect person. Because I have experience, because we have sent many students in Japan. They have become punctual. They have become neat. They follow the Seiri, Seiton, Shitsuke, Seikis. These four rules which are followed in the factories. You have to put things in order. Which things are required, which things are not required. They are kept separately. You have to follow the etiquettes. You have to follow so many things, and they follow. So in Japan, if you go and remain there for 1 year, you are a perfect person. This picture itself speaks volumes, isn't it? Relations with Japan, right from our independence, are nice, and they are becoming more and more stronger. And the reason is China. China is reason for many things, because we have a common enemy, China. Okay. Uh, One of our strong points to go to Japan is our English. If you know Japanese language, you are also knowing English language, isn't it? So with English and Japanese plus your engineering skill, you are the best person in Japan. Because if they want to interact with some other companies outside, they will send you there to USA, to Germany, or other places like that. For a successful career in Japan and in anywhere, these are certain things I have jotted down. I don't have any corporate experience because I am an academician right from the beginning until now. Uh, no commercial aspect. I don't have it. But still, I think that skill in your field of engineering is a must. That is obvious. Then basic knowledge of Japanese is required. Now it is just a momentum. These two things. Momentum, as you know, so you must know. Momentum is equal to mass into velocity. If you have a large mass but small velocity, if you want to have large momentum, you should have either large mass, very high, large mass, or very high velocity. For example, an elephant and a bullet. Bullet has small mass but very high velocity. It can penetrate. An elephant large mass but slow. It moves slowly, but it can uproot the trees. So these two things should be compensated. If you have very nice skill in your trade, like IT, then space science, natural science, then biotechnology, uh, and many other fields are there. Even what quantum dots and all these things. But you have slightly less knowledge of Japanese. Say up to N4, N5. N5 is almost nothing. N5, N4 or N3 is the best. So I heard that most of you have cleared N4 level, isn't it? Many of you. You put some more pressure and get N3. You will be successful in Japan. Or getting a job in Japanese company even in India. Because there are a lot of companies. Then desire to and passion to learn new things. Everywhere it is required, even in India. There is environment is changing so fast, it is so volatile that next day you have to learn something new. All the time, I find that young people are getting some training. I am on training. Next day you call him, I am on training. So every time, every day you have to learn something new. There should be punctuality. In Japan, punctuality is a must. They will not say anything if you are not punctual. They will not say anything, but they will do something. Because if you're not at time on time or bus or train, it will go. It will just go. Nobody will say anything. Then adaptability. I already said that hard work is everywhere important. But definition of hard work in Japan and hard work in India is totally different. There is a lot of difference. What we call as hard work is normal in Japan. So multiply our hard work by at least 5 times. It is Japanese hard work, isn't it? Then tenacity. How much tenacity? Just now we had an example that Fumie-san, she recited Rag Durga so nicely. I'm at least conscious. So I could understand that it was very nice. She must have done so much practice. And the Japanese people are very, very mahir in that. They do a lot of hard work, and she actually charged the atmosphere, isn't it? You may be also thinking the same thing. Then another example of Japanese tenacity is that there is one professor, Takashi. I had a chance to meet him here. He has collected 19,000 Marathi words by actually reading Marathi novels, then fiction and everything. And he has prepared one dictionary on that. How did I know? How do I know? Because I am helping him as a native speaker of Marathi. And as quite old person, I knew a lot of things. I have read a lot of Marathi literature. So I am helping him. He is always asking me some questions. I have some names of some uh, uh, plays, just like our Coco Lagdi, etc., which are now becoming more and more obsolete. But he told me some names of some place in the rural areas, Surparambya, Lagori, something like that. I don't remember now, but they were not known to even me. Then Kukuchaku, what is that? He wanted to know. I explained him by writing some pictures and something like that. That what I know is this much because he could not find it on the internet. So, and he that dictionary is almost under preparation. He has given examples from Marathi literature, actual books, not internet. करायचे पाणी आचार्यातांचं पुस्तक माहिती असेल तुम्हाला. You may be knowing. I don't know whether you know it or not, but very old books. Right? Hi. And he is not sure whether that who will purchase that dictionary. It may be so much thick, 19,000 words with examples, lot of examples. I will recommend you to read this book. One of the copies was given to me as a present to by the author himself. The name of the author is Avinash Bhide, who was working in Telco, and he had gone to Japan in some company That company wanted to purchase some machinery under training. And right from the first day in Japan, he has given his experience in that company. And it is a typical uh, experience, typical Japanese company. So that book is very small, 120 pages. But I am afraid that that book is not available because it may be out of print. But you can find it on Amazon or Book Ganga, where some pages are given there as a sample. You just read that book, you'll come to know how nicely he has written. Now, this is very important and very grave question. Crossing the language barrier, how the electron can cross uh, the barrier, energy barrier. First, you have to divide the Japanese language, which is you find out difficult from outside, and into some portions. You have to divide and rule the policy of the British. How? It is like this. This is Japanese language divided into grammar and spoken Japanese. Then writing system. The writing system also can be divided into two parts. You have to separate easy part and difficult part, isn't it? For grammar and spoken Japanese is very similar to Marathi or any other Indian language. So you can start talking Japanese language almost instantly. I did that experiment in my um, Japanese class. When the first students came for learning Japanese language, I told them that I am saying some Japanese sentences. You have to guess what it is. And even if they were not